want the partners who have this type of ambitions, who want to create this type of solution for the end user, which will withstand this type of abusive environment for 5 to 10 years also. This is market, this is opportunity. This is opportunity for OEM, this is the opportunity for the seller, for our supplier partners. Liugong decided to seize this opportunity not by just going to the market and doing the marketing, but by really utilizing the advantage of India, by utilizing the advantage of India's supply chain, India's talent, especially the strategic location of Madhya Pradesh. Liugong started its journey in countries, and we have the manufacturing bases around the world in 4 countries: India, Poland, USA and Brazil. India being the largest overseas manufacturing center for Liugong, we started our journey in 2002. Over a period of time,
you sold knowing that it will work in the mining, so don't complain about it. So the max we can do is to educate the customer how to use it, but still we cannot avoid the
financial calendar year 2021 was 1,000 crore.
So all our supply partner, we always have this first expectation that these products are going to work in the harshest condition around the country, around the weathers, around the globe also.
We are looking for
we need our partners who have this type of strong heart, who are willing to challenge this type of industry environment.
Would want to use
Liugong in India have one manufacturing base, it is in the Pithampur, one R&D base, it is also in the Pithampur, and we have 2 regional parts depots, 4 regional offices and 30 plus dealers across India.
That is the kind of position we want.
Globally, we have 13,500 plus employees, 13 overseas subsidiaries, 17 regional
for these
centers and 20 manufacturing facilities.
We need the supply
out of 70,
partner with
out
us
of 20, 16 are based in China and 4 are overseas.
This is not an industry where customer use
we talk about our product line in India. We have wheel loader, we have excavators, we have bulldozer, we have motor grader, we have roller. This is the product line which we promote as a complete solution. We don't promote them as a product, but a complete solution. So we have the solution for road, for construction, for mining, for material handling, and for the hoisting also. More interestingly, what we produce in India is wheel loader, excavator, motor grader, and soil compactors. We are the largest manufacturers of wheel loader and motor grader in the country.
So we need our
for the excavator and compactor, we started 3 years back.
Willing to challenge this type
At
of industry.
present, we have the market share of close to 4%.
Liugong in India have one manufacturing base.
So these products, when we say we produce in India, we don't just assemble in India.
2 regional parts depots,
we all know
offices, and
if we want to compete in India,
across India,
we have to utilize India's advantage, India's supply chain advantage.
We have 13.
So we really do the manufacturing in India.
13 overseas subsidiaries.
For the wheel loader and for the motor grader, our localization rate is 70 plus. 70 plus percent is the localization rate.
Are based in China.
For excavator and compactor, it is 90%. In today's world, when one container is costing us $6,000, it's not possible to survive just through the import or buying from China or anywhere
as a complete solution.
So we really are making in India, but just like I said,
so we have the solution
in India
for road,
also we are spending a lot
for mining, for
whereas we can find the supply partner, whereas we can find the partner in and around MP, Pithampur.
We are the largest manufacturers
really,
of
I
wheel
used to
loader
speak
and
to my
motor
team. My
grader
team is
in the
also
country.
here. That do you know the
For
partners in
excavator and
Devas, Bhopal
compactor,
or
we
not?
started 3 years back.
So very few of them really
At
knew
present,
who are the
we have a
suppliers in
market share
Devas,
of close
Bhopal,
to
or
4%.
for that matter anywhere in MP.
So these products,
So we have a
when we
handful of
say
suppliers which we call the
produce in India,
backbone
we don't just
suppliers
assemble in India.
Pithampur, MP,
We
Indore,
all know
who
if
are
we want
ready
to compete in India,
anytime 24/7
we have
whenever
to
we
utilize
need
India's
anything
advantage,
in the
India's supply
urgency
chain
also.
advantage.
Even after having 70 to 75% local content, the cost is still a big challenge because it is still coming from out of MP. The transportation cost, logistic cost, everything is getting added. So we encourage all the sellers, all the partners to come together and find the potential. Liugong believes that We want to do what we do best, to understand the customer, understand the market, design the product, and market the product. So rest, we want our partners to do. Anything which a supplier can do better than Liugong, we want to offload all that activities. We don't want to do anything in-house. If any partner can do that better than us or can meet the same level also. So this is our manufacturing base in Pithampur, which is spanned across a 45-acre land. So we have the fabrication facility, we have the assembly facility, and a complete testing and like finishing facilities are also there. This facility is producing 2,500 plus equipment every year, and in the next 2 years, by 2024, we are planning to double this capacity to 5,000 units. From India, at the moment, we are exporting to all South Asian countries except Pakistan and Afghanistan. And in future, in near future, within this year, we have the plan to export to Middle East, Africa, and some Southeast Asian countries also. So this is not Liugong's export. This is the export of all our supply partners who will associate with Liugong, who will partner with Liugong. We have world-class manufacturing facility in Pithampur, one of its kind in whole world, where we produce more than 10 models on one assembly line or 3 different product line. Wheel loader, motor grader, soil compactor, all these products are produced on one assembly line. So Liugong is really pioneering the manufacturing. We really want to focus on the manufacturing, not to produce the component in-house. Right now, 80% of our heavy fabrication is in-house. We want partners to come closer and do this job with us, for us,
so that we could really pioneering the manufacturing. We really want to focus on the R&D, not to produce the component
to understand the customer closely.
Right now, 80% of our heavy fabrication
Indian
is
talent,
in-house.
as I highlighted.
We want partners to come closer and do this job with us, for us.
That the company is from China.
We
want to feel the proud that it's an Indian company. It's built in India, it is serving Indian customers, and it's run by Indian people, Indian employees. So all our technical staff, our engineering staff, our management people are Indian, and most of them are in and around in MP. However, we promote the global talent also. So we are acquiring the global talent also for Liugong in India. Talking about manufacturing, just in the beginning I highlighted. One is that India have the market. India have the consumer market, largest population and largest youngest population. So need of infrastructure, need of construction equipment, need of supply chain. But the other advantage what we see in India is its supply chain. But still you can see several components are still being imported from USA, Germany, Brazil, and Korea, all these places. In last 2 years, it is proven a strong supply chain. The supplier closer to us, the more better. Disruption in the supply chain, disruption in container availability, disruption in shipment, totally disrupts whole business. So Liugong started business in 2009. We focused on localization, we focused on building our partners in India, helped us to survive and win in last 2 years when everybody was facing the challenge of supplies across the globe. We were having our strong, reliable partner near us who continued to help us running our supply chain, our lines. So right now we buy most of the material from Pune, Bangalore, Chennai, Pithampur, Jamshedpur. Nothing wrong in it. But there is a cost to it. Cost of management, cost of transportation, and the cost of energy. The energy every day, engineers, manager has to spend to understand what is happening so far away from us. There is no any visibility, transparency, what is happening. So we want our partner near us where we could see, we could meet, and we could understand what is happening at their place, whether they are doing good or not. Our partners globally, we are partner with Cummins. We have a JV with Cummins in China to produce the engines. Same way in India, we have a very close cooperation with Cummins for the engines. We have JV with ZF from Germany. We have JV with the Rexroth for the hydraulic components in China. We have JV with Wulin, who is the cabin manufacturer for Chevrolet and all key car manufacturers in China. But in India also, we have our close partners Cummins, ZF, Kawasaki, Wipro, Rexroth, SAIL, Kirloskar. So we buy material from India. Coming to MP, we also have a reliable partner, but not enough, not sufficient. We have several partners in MP. We treat them as our backbone because they are always there, always available whenever needed. But we need more. We need more partners because business is expanding. The partners are already overloaded and we need more suppliers. This is the kind of component which we are producing either in-house or importing from all across country, or some of them are imported from the overseas also. So this is the portfolio where we need our supply partners. Heavy fabrication, sheet metals, undercarriage and casting parts, major hydraulic parts, electrical and AC system. Liugong doesn't have any special criteria for the supplier selection. We don't have so many complex processes. All we care about is a basic QCD. We don't believe in high quality or low quality. We believe that quality is a thin line. Anything on or above that line is acceptable. Anything below that is not acceptable. So we don't say it's a high quality or low quality supplier. We have a clear guidelines. Anything on and above is okay. For the cost also, we all know the challenges across the industry for the cost. We don't have very special expectation. Our earning, our business growth is not by reducing the margins of supplier or by taking from the supplier. Our growth, our margins are how we provide exceptional values to the customer, how we market our product, how we are able to deliver the maximum value to the customers. So for the cost also, we don't have special criteria, but it should be win-win. The customer should be ready to pay what our supplier wants from us. Customer will not pay for supplier's good facility, for supplier's high operating overheads. Customer will pay only for what value he is getting. Delivery. Usually, globally, everybody is shifting to just-in-time, but time has proven that this industry is not ready for just-in-time. Still, we are dependent on the global supply chains. Still, we are dependent on the supply which is coming from 2,000 kilometers. Pandemic, all type of disasters, it is not possible for just-in-time. So in deliveries also, our criteria are very flexible. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month's inventories. So with this, I want to again request and propose this to our business partners, our supply chain partners. See the opportunity. Liugong is ready to invest together. Liugong is ready to provide you the space, location together. Liugong is planning to build an industrial park where supplier can come and work together with us in and around our premises. So, if you all have any questions about Liugong's product portfolio, about the supply opportunities, our team is here from the Liugong, Pawan, Jayan, Ajit. So, the team can interact with you in later on the session. Thank you. That's all. If you all have any questions about Liugong's product,
you have shown changed the perspective that Liugong is an Indian company and we should be proud working with you.
Right.
Thank you. Now I will request Mr. Yuriel to please take it further.
Thank you.
You have shown changed the perspective that Liugong is an Indian company and we should be proud working with you.
Good afternoon all, and again my name is Amit Gallial, and me and my team, we are responsible for supply management for India and Southeast Asia region. And something which I explained earlier, we have 2 factories, and right now the discussions that we are having is for our Devas facility. So we have suppliers who have set up plants for us very close to the Dewas facility. And we also have suppliers who are already present in this area, and they have expanded their capacities and capabilities to cater to our requirements. Deere is known for being the best quality tractor manufacturers. Our products are the most reliable products, and we take a lot of pride about that. So I'll share in the slides what was requested, more on what is the process of selecting the business partners. We are, I would say, we have a very defined criteria for supplier selection, and there are a lot of extensive audits that we do, because a supplier addition or a business partner addition is like an addition into the family. So you really need to be sure that that is for the mutual benefit of the organization which is coming on board and for us. So I'll start with that. I hope this works. You really need to be sure that okay, so Deere is a Fortune 500 company, and we are amongst the top 100 companies in the world. We were founded in 1837, and we were founded by a blacksmith called John Deere. Innovation has been at the core of our foundation, and we have taken innovation as a legacy for us. Keep innovating the products with keeping the customer in mind. We are present in about 70 countries, and from India, from our Pune facility, we export to over 100 countries, and bulk of the export comes from US and European region. Some of the success stories for eminent industries in MP, along going with the show for the auto show. Talking a little bit more about Dewas Works. So we have an integrated manufacturing facility. We produce our own transmissions. We have a paint shop for painting of transmission as well as the entire tractor. And then we have a vehicle assembly plant. We do not manufacture engines here. Engines are manufactured in our central facility in Pune and provided to our facility in Dewas. We have about 97 acres of land and a capacity of 72,000 tractors per year. What we mostly produce here are the 5,000 series. What is 5,000 series is tractors ranging from 35 to 75 horsepower, which is mostly called as 5D and the 5E series of tractors. Those are some of the pictures that you see from the various shops, and we have Mr. Kamesh Sharma here, so in case if you have more detailed question about the facility, he surely can answer them. Some more information that was requested of us. Our leader in India is Mr. Shailendra Jagtap. I report into him. He is our managing director and country head. In terms of products, as I explained, this is we produce agriculture equipments, and some of the unique products are again tractors. We started production in the year 2013 at Dewas and have been successfully ramping up with the support from our business partners like you. In terms of our supply base, if you are working with Deere, what kind of opportunities exist and what kind of supply base do we use? So one is for the Pune plant, where we produce tractors starting from 30 horsepower up to 120 horsepower. Dewas plant again 30 to now 65 HP tractors. Sarhind is a facility where we make our combined harvesters up in the north. Then we have a parts distribution center. We have now a new parts distribution center coming up in Indore. And we have right now the parts distribution center which is in Nagpur. Wordgin is also a deer-owned company, and I think we compete in the road construction area with Liubong, something which our friend was explaining. And about 40 deer global units are supplied from India. So in terms of global sourcing, the same India supply management team helps the suppliers for setting up global sourcing business. It's like an extended supply chain for all the units for present. So the key commodity area, first is the casting or the foundry industry, because tractors use a lot of casting. By the basic nature of the product, you need weight on this particular equipment. And casting is an area which there is still a deficiency as far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned in terms of large foundries, which are right now not there. I'm hoping that in future we are able to see more opportunities to source castings, heavy castings from nearby to our Devas plant. Machine component, this is also an area of opportunity for us. There are lots of machining components that we use. So India within the John Deere world is considered to be an area of expertise globally when it comes to drivetrains. And from our Pune facility, we not only export tractors, but we also export drivetrains. Gear shafts, metal fabrication, sheet metal, plastic rubbers, a lot of proprietary hydraulic, electrical, electronics is required on the tractors. Also paint chemicals, bulk materials, plant consumable and services. What you see highlighted are some of the areas that we feel that there is still a larger opportunity which exists for sourcing from nearby and within MP. Now, in terms of the sourcing process, this was specifically requested, so we have a little detailed slide on this, so I can spend some more time on this particular slide. So everything starts with the sourcing strategy. What strategy we have as a sourcing strategy from here in India and as part of the global strategy. So we roll up, the India Supply Management Group rolls up as part of the global supply management, and so our strategies are aligned. So what that means is that if there are particular commodities, if there are particular areas, then not only in India but we globally define to source it from those particular suppliers. So first is the footprint. What should be the footprint? How close should be the suppliers for sourcing for us? And what is the need for a new supplier? Like I said, we are a little selective in terms of adding new suppliers, so there has to be a strong reason. And that reason could be new technology, that reason could be better quality, that reason could be better cost or something. It has to be a very strong reason for us to add new suppliers. Then there is a assessment of the new suppliers before they are really onboarded, and then there is an onboarding process. So how do we onboard those suppliers and make them part of Deere? Because once you are part of Deere, you have tremendous amount of access. You will have your own logins, you can access our systems, processes, and many things which are proprietary to us. Then we have the evaluation, training, and the audits and approvals process, quality system audit, process audits, we'll do special process audits. So like welding is a special process audit, special process for us, or painting is a special process, heat treatment is a special process. So we are very interested in understanding the entire process and assessing the capabilities of those processes to ensure that we are getting good quality, consistent quality product. We do not believe in doing the self-inspection of the product. So the process has to be robust. That is the reason we spend a lot of energy in the process audits. Financial assessments, we want to tie up with companies who could invest, who have the financial wherewithal to really work with us closely, invest, and that you are making money and you are profitable, which is also very, very important for a healthy supplier-buyer relationship. Sustainability, this has an ever-increasing focus on what we are doing for the environment, how we are designing new products, how processes we are adopting, and how sustainable we are. Of course, we will have discussion about the commercials, then detailed review of what our technical requirements are, development process and the PPAP approvals. I'm sure many of you will be fully aware of that. Performance monitoring is very important for us. We'll continue to monitor performance. We have a supplier development team that will handhold you, that they will bring you up to speed. And we have a process, and it's a global process where we will categorize the suppliers. So what I mean, let us say we take an example of metal fabrication. So metal fabrication suppliers globally, India suppliers, China suppliers, you name that country, wherever we are sourcing, they all will be clubbed in one area, and then they will be rated. And we will tell you exactly in which quadrant you are falling. We want to work with the best of the suppliers globally. You all are competing on a global scale. India has its own advantages, but then the competition landscape is global. You don't have to be competitive and capable only in India, but on a global scale. So we will tell you where you are mapped, and we'll also work with you to bring you up to the speed. There are several other programs. I'll not go into more details. New businesses, global sourcing, and achieving excellence. Now, this achieving excellence is a program of assessment. It's a yearly process. Of course, there are deliverables on the half-yearly basis. My interaction with within the industry, not only in India but globally, this program is rated as one of the best programs globally available, called Achieving Excellence, where there are many facets and it's a very objective way of rating the suppliers. The underlying principles are very simple. The better you are in achieving excellence, the more you achieve, you have better chances of getting more business from us. There are many facets. It's a very objective way of rating. Now, these are some of the key expectations from our side. Integrity, quality, commitment, and innovation. These are our core values, and we live with these core values, and this is the only way how we do business. These four core values have to be there in our business partners. Sound business processes. The business processes have to be really sound and in line with what the requirements are of the land regulation. A strong process and consistency, I spoke about that. You should have a drive to improve continuously on new technology adoptions, best in class quality levels, and obviously at optimal cost. Module level focus, how you can grow not only at component level but at module level. We invite you for having your footprints close to our facility. Logistics, risk, travel, lot of costs otherwise can be eliminated. and we can work more closely. The closer you are to our facility, and here we are talking about you being close to the Devas facility. First time right and a continuous product improvement support. This is what we request.
Otherwise, might be a limited capable and we can work more closely. The closer you are to our facility, and here we are talking
Would like
about
to
you being
thank you all
close
for
to
your
the
patience listening.
first time right
And Shivam Joshi,
this is what we
who's our
request.
supply management manager here in
Otherwise,
Devas, is the direct contact for you on a continuous basis. These are the details. We will be leaving behind these details.
patience
And
listening and
then we have various of our commodity managers,
supply management manager
like for casting, hydraulics, metal fabrication, we have
for you
Mr.
on a
Kulkarni.
continuous basis.
Then similarly, we have Anand, Jaydev, and Manoj Deshpande for indirect materials and services.
Then we
These are
have
the contacts. We will leave these contacts behind so that if you are interested, we can surely evaluate.
Mr. Kulkarni,
So that's all what I have here. I have gone with
Jaydev,
what was
and Manoj
requested
Deshpande for indirect
from me
materials and
for the
services.
session.
These are
But
the
if you
contacts
have
we
any
will
other
leave behind
questions,
so that
we could take those
if you are
questions,
interested, we can
whatever the
surely
process is, Puneet. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
So this is what I have
Thank you, sir.
what was requested for this session.
Sir has been very kind enough to share the opportunities and expectations. And it is always good working with John Deere, with my experience, and we should look for the opportunities. We can take few questions as we are running late, and after that we have the B2B meeting. If we can take one or two questions, if somebody has something in mind. Please. And it is always good working with John Deere, with my experience, and we should look for the opportunities. Yes, please. We can take one or two questions as we are running late, and after that we have the B2B meeting. If we can take one or two questions, if somebody has something in mind. Please. And it is always good working with John Deere. Yes, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for giving information about Liugong and John Deere. My name is Aniket Savji, and I am representing Sunbeam Industries from Nasik. I have just one question for Amit sir. In your presentation, you mentioned footprint is one criteria, and also optimal cost. Now we are operating into machine components. We are supplying to a Korean company called Hyosung. We are supplying to Atlas Copco. All those parts are exported abroad. We are also dealing to some automotive companies. So in these machine components, there are a lot of post processes. There's heat treatment, there's plating, there's grinding. So if we are to move near your plants, we would need an ecosystem for us to give you an optimal cost. Now, for that to happen, maybe the purpose of this auto show is, to work in that direction. But initially, would you be considering us supplying from our locations, and maybe in a staged manner, we could shift out here?
So, first of all, thank you for asking me that question. This question was posed to us in 2011-12, a lot. Okay, that there is no infrastructure of supporting industries. So my request to people here would be that, yes, the industries require more tier 2, tier 3 processes which are very, very important. But I can tell you one thing, that we worked with the suppliers and industries here, and a lot of these processes now we have approved suppliers. So heat treatment, painting, machining, we've been able to make headway. I mean, have we achieved everything? The answer is absolutely no. But we have made headways, and if you are keen at doing something here, by all means we can discuss and see, and also connect you to those tier 2 suppliers where you can understand their capabilities and bring them up to speed if they are already not there. Yeah?
Yes, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
By all means, we can discuss and see, and also connect you to those tier 2 suppliers where you can understand their capabilities and bring them
I think
up
we are good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amit sir. Thank you, Sanjeev ji, for your address. And thank you, sir. Request you to people who have already taken appointment with B2B meeting to move next hall for their further interaction with the two customers.
Thank you, Mr.
Bye.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank
For
you.
your address. And thank you. Request you to people who have already taken appointment with B2B meeting to move next hall for their further interaction with the two customers. Bye. Thank you. For your address. And request you to people who have already taken appointment with B2B meeting to move next hall for their further interaction with the two customers. Bye. Thank you. For your address. Request you to people who have already taken appointment with B2B meeting to move next hall for their further interaction with the two customers.
स्टेट कमेटी के मेंबर ने बताया कि स्टेट कमेटी के मेंबर ने बताया कि स्टेट कमेटी के मेंबर ने बताया कि 2013 लेकिन 2 साल से लॉकडाउन के कारण इसे 7 साल से वापस प्रारंभ किया गया है। कांग्रेस पार्टी के विधायक जीतू पटवारी जी के भाई कांग्रेस का 2013 लेकिन 2 साल से लॉकडाउन के कारण नगर अध्यक्ष राजेश पटेल, पूर्व नगर परिषद अध्यक्ष मनोज सुलेखा, जनपद पंचायत अशोक चौधरी, पूर्व पार्षद रहीम चौधरी, कांग्रेस के सत्याप पटेल, पार्षद सुलेखा, लेकिन 2 साल से लॉकडाउन के कारण नगर अध्यक्ष राजेश पटेल, पूर्व नगर परिषद अध्यक्ष मनोज सुलेखा, जनपद पंचायत अशोक चौधरी, पूर्व पार्षद रहीम चौधरी, कांग्रेस के सत्याप पटेल, पार्षद सुलेखा,
कल हाँ
पूर्व नगर परिषद अध्यक्ष जनपद पंचायत अशोक चौधरी, पूर्व पार्षद सोलंकी, गौरव पटेल, सत्याप पटेल,
ठीक
अशोक चौधरी,
अभी का विंध्याचल में थे ना, विंध्याचल वाले में संदेश के लिए करते अभी का विंध्याचल में थे ना, विंध्याचल वाले में ठीक संदेश के लिए अनिशा ठीक नहीं मैडम को ले जाओ, इनको भी समझा दो क्या है क्या नहीं। ठीक, संदेश के लिए अनिशा। नहीं मैडम को ले जाओ, इनको भी समझा दो क्या है क्या नहीं। इसका क्या ओपन क्लोज वापस से चाहिए ना अपने को, क्लोजिंग चाहिए, क्लोजिंग वापस से चाहिए। इसका क्या ओपन क्लोज वापस से चाहिए ना अपने को, क्लोजिंग चाहिए, क्लोजिंग वापस से चाहिए। फिर तुमको चालू कर दिया, खाता नहीं जाता। इसका क्या ओपन क्लोज वापस से चाहिए ना, क्लोजिंग वापस से चाहिए। हाँ वो तो कहीं नहीं चालू कर दिया, खाता नहीं जाता। तो 10 दिन मात्र ब्रेकिंग नहीं हो, येलो वाली फ्रेम में जाके बनाता शाम। ब्रेकिंग नहीं हो, येलो वाली फ्रेम में जाके बनाता शाम।
पहुंची है, लेकिन अभी तक अभी तक आप उसने नाट बोला एक तो मैंने छुट्टियां बने एक मैं जाऊँ ना गलत लगता है मैंने 5 लगा दी
सब बीच में काट दीजिए। अच्छा वीडियो डिलीट कर काट दिया आपको तो बोला हाँ। अरे मेरा फोन खराब है रे, बीच में काट दीजिए लग जाता। अंकुर है ना, तो अंकुर ए से शुरू में या तो तेरा नंबर दब जाता होगा। तो तेरा शनिवार तो आया ही नहीं। अरे मेरा फोन खराब है रे, लग जाता। अंकुर है ना, तो अंकुर ए से शुरू में या तो तेरा नंबर दब जाता होगा। जरूरी है ना, तो तेरा शनिवार तो आया ही नहीं। लग जाता। अरे क्या है उसमें आ जाना जरूरी है ना, तेरा शनिवार तो आया ही नहीं। ऐसा रास्ता तो देखा कोई दिला दे, दिला दिया अमेरिका नहीं पता है तो वो उसमें ट्रेडिंग नहीं कर रहा ना। चल लेता हूँ लाइन पर अमेरिका नहीं पता है तो वो उसमें ट्रेडिंग नहीं कर रहा। चालू रहा चल लेता हूँ लाइन पर चालू रहा। कौन सी कंपनी वो आग वाली वो नई दुनिया की लिंक दे दो ना, लिंक दे दो लिंक नई दुनिया पे देख वो आग वाली है ना, नई दुनिया पे नई दुनिया वाली लिंक दे दो लिंक दे दो लिंक जो सही लग रहा है पढ़ दो। एक नाम कुछ भी पढ़ दो या नाम हटा दो उसका, एक जगह पढ़ दो एक जगह हटा दो। एक तो सही लग रहा है। हेलो अरे नहीं उठा रहा हो, नाम हटा एक जगह पढ़ दो एक जगह हटा दो। तो बात होने वाला मार्केट तो क्या अच्छा तो एक तो सही लग रहा है। अरे तो 2 बज रही है, 2 बजे बाद तो मार्केट वैसे ही उसमें चले जाता है। अरे नहीं तो चलता ऐसा रहता है, लेकिन वो कोई काम का नहीं चलता तो चलता है। अरे तो 2 बज रही है, 2 बजे बाद तो मार्केट वैसे ही उसमें चले जाता है। अरे नहीं तो चलता ऐसा रहता है, लेकिन वो कोई काम का नहीं चलता तो अरे तो 2 बज रही है, 2 बजे बाद तो मार्केट वैसे ही उसमें चले जाता है। करोड़ से करोड़ से सालों का सफाई में कंपनी में लगी कई किलोमीटर दूर से दिखे करोड़ से सालों का सफाई में कंपनी में लगी कई किलोमीटर दूर से दिखे वोट करने वाले सारे वोट करने वाले सारे से आप लोग करोगे तो कम करेंगे, आपके लिए है, ठीक है। ऊपर तो सही है ना, तो मेरे पास होते ही बराबर है कि ऊपर तो सही है ना, तो मेरे पास होते ही क्या ये वाली बात ये क्या है, ये मराठा क्या कर रहे हैं भाई, बता क्या कर रहे हैं भाई, क्यों ये खबर पूछता भी हो आपस से कर रहा हूँ क्या?
सर ये सेम ही तो है सर ने आपके बाहर से किया है खबर पहुंचने से की ना। हाँ सर ने पूछने की बाहर
ये तो एक पता है उसकी बात है ना।
हाँ एक पहले सर ने पूछा एक आपकी बात
एक 56 पे होने थी, एक 57 पे मैंने लिखा होगा उसका भी हो ठीक है ना क्या? सही ये तो बहुत
किया से खबर पहुंचने से की ना। हाँ सर ने पूछा
ठीक है, ये तो एक पता है उसकी बात
हाँ एक
ये स्क्रिप्ट का भी हो रही है ना। एक 56 पे होने थी, एक 57 पे मैंने ठीक है क्या? ये तो बहुत और 3 नंबर में 10 फायरिंग में
लाइन से पर मदीना तभी मंगलवार शाम को मंगलवार शाम को उनके रहने वाले 42 साल के करीब रहमान की कुल संगीत पर दो युवक मिले थे जिन्होंने जोरों पर सोने के सिक्के बने की बात कही दोनों ने फारूक से कहा कि मैं पैसों की उनके रहने वाले 42 साल के करीब रहमान की कुल संगीत पर दो युवक मिले थे जिन्होंने जोरों पर सोने के सिक्के ने फारूक से कहा कि मैं पैसों की सबको के पास जन्म सर्टिफिकेट प्राप्त नहीं अगर आप उन्हें पैसे खींचते हैं तो बैंक से आप 10 के मुकाबले 2 से दे देंगे दोनों की बात सुनकर रहमान का मन लग जाता है और सर्टिफिकेट खरीदने की इच्छा जाहिर तभी उसे 5,000 देकर उनसे एक सिक्का लाकर घर निकालने की बात करी और घर बनाने के बाद उस सिक्के लेने की बात राजा ने सुनते हैं तो बैंक से आप 10 के मुकाबले 2 से दे देंगे दोनों की बात सुनकर रहमान का मन लग जाता है और सर्टिफिकेट खरीदने की इच्छा जाहिर तभी उनका मन लग जाता है और सर्टिफिकेट खरीदने की इच्छा जाहिर तभी उसे 5,000 देकर उनसे एक सिक्का लाकर मंगलवार शाम को जिन्होंने जोरों पर सोने के सिक्के बनाने की बात कही दोनों ने मंगलवार शाम को कॉलेज से रहने वाले 42 साल के करीब रहमान की संगीत पर दो युवक कर देकर उनसे एक सिक्का लाकर घर निकालने की बात कही और घर बनाने के बाद उस सिक्के लेने की बात कही राजू ने सौदे में दोनों को 5,000 देकर एक सिक्का देकर रहमान की सुनी पर सलाम देकर तो उसे पता चला नहीं अभी वही समझ गया था घर का शिकायत दोनों युवक नहीं अभिषेक योगी अभिषेक योगी
Sound please. Thank you.
you, Government of Madhya Pradesh. Thank you, MP IDC. Thanks, CII, CIAM, ACMA, and all the part of that organizing team for inviting JBM Group to be associated with such a auto show. We are really privileged to be the part of the first auto show of Madhya Pradesh. I'm really looking for extremely good, fruitful discussions with all our potential supplier partners in this discussion in the next 2 hours discussion after this presentation, and also we have a stall in this, so later on also we can communicate with each other. I am Deepak Gupta. I am corporate purchase head. So on behalf of JBM Group, I'll give you basically brief overview of the JBM Group and about the buying potential of our JBM side. So in my presentation, I'll cover JBM Group, then the about that auto components business, what JBM is doing, then what is the business potential which we are going to have with all of you as the potential supplier partners, that I'll be covering. Then I'll be covering on that what kind of facilities we have in Indore. We have auto components manufacturing plant, we have agri implements plant, we have tool room facilities here. So I'll be giving you a brief of what kind of facilities. And then the sourcing process, how we can have supplier induction in our base, and how we can have that business transactions with all of you. Then finally we can take the question and answer. The JBM Group, it's a global conglomerate with $2.2 billion of turnover. We are into auto components and systems. We are into CNG bus manufacturing. We are into EV ecosystems. We are making the electric buses. We are also having EV charging infrastructure where we are having the basically EV charging stations for buses and for other various segments of the automotive. Then we are into that agri implement. We are making the rotavators, potato planter, all such agri implement for our esteemed customers. Then we are into tooling business. This group was founded in 1983. We are having a global workforce of more than 25,000. The revenue, as I told, $2.2 billion group. We are having 20 international alliances. We are having a good presence in the European, US, and other continents. This is headquartered in Delhi, NCR. JBM Group has more than 60 manufacturing plants pan India. We have 10 plus power plants. We have a renewable energy plant here. We have solar panel plants. We have waste to energy plants. So more than 10 plus power plants we have pan India. We are present in the 25 global locations. You can see here, we are present in the European countries and US, in China. We have 5 engineering design centers, and we are exporting to around 25 countries. We have many global alliances. We have technical alliances. We have joint ventures with many companies. Like in many companies in Japan, like with Futaba, we have technical agreements with Hamamatsu Pipe, Kanimitsu. Likewise, many companies in Europe, we have many alliances, and likewise, in China and US, we have many alliances. Our group basically is have that foundation on the vision, values, and tip approach. The vision is enabling leadership in our business by creating an agile environment that delivers excellence and delight to stakeholders through the power of people, innovation, and technology. We are in the values. We are a highly, integrity and ethics-oriented company. We basically value ownership and commitment. We value, respect and teamwork. Customer trust. Customer is the first, for any kind of, business. and we work on the safe and the green environment. On the tip approach जो है, it is basically and we are working on that enhancing the technology जो है in our products by having the design and simulation जो है in the products. We have a one stop solution for any kind of requirement जो है in the sheet metal business. We are enabling innovation. We are having industry 4.0 digitization जो है many automations जो है are basically जो है are there जो है in our plants. And empowering people is the first and the foremost thing that people we consider that as a major asset to us. JBM Group is into that OEM business. We are manufacturing buses, CNG buses and the electrical buses also. We are having a capacity of 2,000 buses per annum, which we are increasing it to 7,000 per annum. And going forward, it will be more than 10,000 buses per annum. So we are having a plant in NCR. 2 plants we already have, and one already will be coming up by this year. So we have basically around 1,000 CNG buses and 500 EV buses which are running on roads in Delhi, Noida, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Bangalore. So these are the buses which you can see. We have already also displayed bus in hall B. You can see that. So this is a 12-meter CNG buses under the name of City Life. So this is running in Noida, Gurgaon and Delhi. This is the CNG buses. These we call it the tarmac, which are associated with the airlines, which are basically operating in the airports. So we have given many buses to Indigo and SpiceJet Airlines. For the schools also, our buses are running like Lancer International School has our buses. We are making 9 meters electric buses also under the name of Eco Life. So these buses are running in Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Port Blair and Bangalore. The 12 meters electrical buses are also there under the name of Eco Life again. These are running on in Mumbai and Delhi. So as I told you, we are into that electric vehicle charging infrastructure. It is a complete infrastructure covering all the segments of the vehicles. So we are into clean energy generation. Here we are having solar energy plant in Jalgaon and in other parts of the country. We are into that energy storage system where lithium ion energy is stored and then it is utilized when it is required. We are into charging infrastructure where all segments of the vehicles will be charged as and when required. Then e-vehicles I already touched upon. We are into that making of that buses with energy storage system where lithium ion energy is stored and then it is. So the complete holistic approach in the EV covered all the segments of the vehicle. Now coming on to the auto components business, we as a supplier, as a tier 1 supplier is supplying to all the automotive segments, all the automotive players which are there in the market in some or the other way. We are into two-wheelers, we are into commercial vehicles, we are into passenger vehicles, we are into agri segments, we are supplying to railways, we are into contract manufacturing. So we are number 1 in India in the sheet metal chassis parts. Which are there in the market in some or the other way. These are some of the parts which we have shown. We are making the skin panels. The skin panels in the vehicles is the very critical part. We are the major Indian manufacturer for the skin panel. So we are working for Fiat, we are working for Stellantis, that is a PSA and FCA alliance. We are working for many other customers for the skin panels. Like you can see we are into manufacturing of hood fender parts which are extremely critical for that quality and from appearance point of view. We are into making the welding assemblies, any kind of critical assemblies. The JBM is the source for that. we basically have made that rear underbody assembly, fender assembly, all kind of critical assemblies, axle assembly we are making for our esteemed customers. So we are manufacturing roughly around 2 million assemblies per day. These are some of the other assemblies, this hood front assembly, fender assembly, this we are doing for our tractor business. For frame body, muffler assembly, swing arm assembly, this we are doing for our two-wheeler, partners, two-wheeler customer partners. Again, we are making, the 2 million assemblies per day. We are into the making of CNG cylinders. So we have our plant in NCR where we are manufacturing the cylinders and supplying to Maruti Suzuki as our esteemed customer. So we are making roughly 1.5 lakh of cylinders annually. As I told you earlier, we are into the railways also. We are supplying many products to them. Like these are some of the products which have been shown here. We are into door assemblies, the in-swing bus door, out-swing bus door, railways coach doors. So all these kind of doors are made by JBM Group. We are into contract manufacturing also. Like the Bolero which you see on the road of Mahindra, this complete Bolero body, BIW body is made by JBM Group. We make the body, we paint the body, we do the ED coating, we paint it, top coat is also done by the JBM and then is given to Mahindra. So they do all kind of assemblies like fitting of all the seat tires and all such things and usually sold in the market. So likewise, we are doing this contract manufacturing for Bajaj. So we are making this complete three-wheeler, all welding completely done by JBM Group, painted, given to Bajaj for assembly. So we are supplying more than 3.5 lakhs SUVs and LCVs to our OEMs partners. We are doing this contract manufacturing for Bajaj. So we are making this complete three-wheeler. As I said, we have a one-stop solution for all any kind of business in the sheet metal industry. So we have 6 tool rooms pan India basically in that NCR region, in the Pune region. We have one tool room in our Indore also under the name of Indore Tooling Private Limited. So we can make all kind of tools ranging from any up to 980 megapascal, and also we are basically developing the capability of making that 1180 megapascal tools. So we can make any kind of tools, any kind of critical part can be dies can be made. So we are making for transfer press dies, we are making for skin panel dies which we have made for PSA also, we have made for Fiat also. So we have made for high tensile parts also as I told you. So all these are customers, you name any customer and we are there. So this is the area of interest to for all of you. This is the business potential which I am going to discuss with all of you. So as I said, we are present in all the segments. So first of all, JBM Group is basically aligned with that automotive growth. So as we see that in that last year basically there is a 3 million sales of the vehicles which have happened, and it is expected that in the next 3 years it will be crossing 4 million. So we are also basically as I said that alignment is there, so that whatever the turnover is there, so that much potential in the growth of the turnover is there. So that is the likely purchase is also going to be increased by that much percentage. So in the commercial vehicles also 7.16 lakh of vehicles were sold last year, and it's expected to be more than 10 lakh in the next 3 years time. Basically there is a 3 million sales of the vehicles. So on the buying potential we are buying the raw material In the raw materials जो है we are buying the all kind of flat steel, CR steel, HR steel, the tubes, the long frames, all kind of this steel जो है. So we are roughly buying around 700,000 metric ton of steel every year. So we are the largest buyer of steel जो है from the steel mills जो है in India. Other than the first is mainly Maruti Suzuki. On the BOP side, the bought out part side, we are getting a lot of parts from our supplier partners. We are getting the sheet metal part mainly, as we are primarily into the sheet metal business. So a lot of our components come from that outside suppliers. Then we buy tubular parts, we buy fasteners, we buy machining parts, and we get all surface treatment done and all kind of that part we buy from our supplier partner. We have roughly around more than 600 our supplier partners who are supplying these direct parts with a buying of roughly around 2200 crore. We buy a lot of consumables and machine maintenance spares items also, like we buy MIG wire, we buy paint items, we buy abrasive safety items, oil and all kind of electrical items. So here again we have a lot of suppliers. It is more than 1,000 suppliers we have in our city, and there is a buying of 300 crore which is done last year. And then we have a capex buying. We buy trolleys, tools, dies, all kind of capex basically purchase have been there in the group. We buy from we give order to our in-house tool room also, but we buy a lot of requirements we take from the outside also. So overall, if I see the purchase potential is 7,000 crore of purchase have been done last year, financial year 21-22, and we are expecting it to be increased by more than 20% in the next 2 years time. So these are some of the components which we are buying. You can see the sheet metal is the primarily area where 70% of our buying from our supplier partners in the sheet metal category. Then we buy that machine parts and fasteners, tubulars. So and these are some of the pictures of that part which we have shown, like LPS parts, the heavy HPS parts, heavy pressing parts, the tubular parts, forging parts, all these sort of parts we buy from our supplier partners. These are some of the consumable categories which we have basically shown, where we buy like MIG wire, brazing wire, gases, paints, as I mentioned in my last that slide. So a lot of abrasive safety items, cutting tools. So a lot of these items we keep on buying. So here is some of the pictures of that items have been there. So there's a lot of potential of buying. I hope you people may be seeing that what kind of association you can have with the JBM group in maybe any or many of these past items. As I said that we buy fixtures, the receiving gauges, the trolleys, the press tools. So these kind of purchases have been there. This is for buses. So here we buy a lot of components as an aggregate. So a lot of imports have been there. Then the aggregation is done by our local suppliers. So here again it's a business potential is there. So we are looking for a supplier partner who can basically make these parts, these items in the domestic market. Is again another set of parts you can see that battery cooling system, traction cooling system. So all these parts we buy for our bus division. This is for buses. So here we buy a lot of these are again some specific components, the fuse items, contactors, relays, connectors. So all these items which we keep on buying in that buses. And there is a huge potential in the buses, as I explained to you that our expansion is going to be there up to that scale of 7,000 buses per annum, which will again go to 12,000 buses. Is again So here we have mentioned that some key specific requirements. Here you can see, if anything basically pertains to you, if you people are interested in any of this, so we look for suppliers in these categories like electric air compressors, induction motors, high voltage fuses, relays. So these, if anything is of interest to you, we can have a discussion on these items. Now I invite my colleague Mr. Naresh Mittal to take it forward.
Thank you, Digpati. First of all, once more, thanks to Madhya Pradesh government, MIDC, CI, and other associates. I am Naresh Mittal. I am the regional sourcing head of JVM Group. As Deepakji mentioned, 4 plants in our clean city Indore. Out of that, 2 is related to auto component business, 1 is agri business, and 1 for tool room. Automotive business, we are running our plant in the name of JVM Auto, and our valued customer is Volvo Eicher Tafe, Mahindra, Atul Auto, and Force Motors. We have a LPS facility as well as HPS facility in this plant. In Unit 1, we have a LPS facility. In this, 200 mechanical press, 160 ton mechanical press, 110 mechanical press with push and force. In HPS line, 1200 hydraulic press, 2 numbers of 1200 hydraulic press, 1 number of 1000 mechanical press, and 3 numbers of 630 ton mechanical press. In same way, in Unit 2, we have a press of 1 number of 1050 ton mechanical press and 3 numbers 500 ton mechanical press. In belts of line, we have a cabin belts of line, fuel tank line, cross member line, paint shop. It is wet on wet paint shop. It is cowl weld line in Unit 2. In facility, we have a IT gun of around 74 IT gun of Techna weld. We have a SSW machine from Weldcom. We have a stud welding machine, MIG welding machine, and others machine also. Our product range is exhaust tank, fuel tank, mufflers, fuel tank cover, roof, lid outer, and lid inner. Cowl assembly, cross member, C-section cross member, round section cross member, and fuel tank bracket. In agri plants, we have 2 plants. One is JVM Agri Private Limited in Faridabad, and other is JVM Agri Private Limited in Indore. In Faridabad plant, we are making rotavator. There is 2 variants, Gyrovator ZLX Plus and Gyrovator SLX. Each variant have 3 sizes, and potato planter have 12 variants. These 2 variety we are making in Faridabad plants. In Faridabad, we have a MIG and TIG welding machine, cutting machine, plasma cutting machine, laser cutting machine, power presses, press brakes ranging from 40 ton to 600 ton, shearing machine, tube laser cutting machine, CNC turning center, pipe bending machine up to 5 axis. In other facilities, we have powder coating plant, pre-treatment plant, and tool room is also there. Second plant, which is in Indore, which is rather a campus of Mahindra, we are making combined harvester, sheet metal fabricated assembly in that. That is trailer frame, platform, grain tank, steering axle, cutter bar, conveyor bomb, chassis frame, and front axle. This is the product range. It is by weight is around 50 kg to 600 kg. In Indore, we have a laser cutting machine, plasma cutting machine, shearing machine, hydraulic press of 200 ton, press brake 25 ton, 80 ton, 320 ton, MIG welding machine, projection welding machine, sheet rolling machine, balancing machine, lathe machine. In tool room we have lathe machine, radial drill machine, surface grinder and VMC. In paint shop we have a dip treatment setup of 9 tech and de-rusting line also there. This is a product range. This is by weight is around 50 kg. This is our paint shop. It is a 9 tech process, complete 9 tech pre-treatment process, then primer coat and top coat facilities there. Our envelope size is 6.3 into 2.6 and 1.8 meter, and by weight we can handle up to 1 ton capacity of component in there. Total built-up area is 3280 square meters. Lathe machine. In tool room we have lathe machine, radial machine, surface. We have one tool room is also here. That is the largest commercial tool room in central India, in the name of Indore Tooling Private Limited. We have the manufacturing facility of tie and tool for sheet metal parts, panel checkers. We are doing job work and processing work is also there for machining jobs, sheet metal stamping jobs, injection molding jobs and CMM jobs. Capability wise, we can make the die up to 3 meter by 2.4 by 1 meter, up to weight of 20 ton and maximum load up to 1000 ton. Numbers, which is 1200 tons per annum. That is the largest commercial tool. Consumption of our input in this plant is tool stage around 100 ton per annum. CR, HR and GPCT is around 350 ton per annum. Steel casting is around 800 ton per annum. BOP, tool room cutters, standard items, heat treatments, CNC, VMC, job work, laser cutting is also required for that plant, which we are managing from outside. As we know very well, first time right is always right. That is our motto, and to cater this, we have a certification methodology facility. We have hexagon CMM, which is XYZ movement is 1.5 to 2 by 2 by 1 meter. It is CNC operated. We have two presses for try out the dies of 1000 ton and 600 ton. We have conventional machine, surface grinder, cylindrical grinder, tool and cutter grinder, lathe machine, radial drill machine and universal milling machine. We have a CNC machine also there, Ramaudi 5 axis, 3 plus 2 axis, 3 axis, milling machine, Jyoti VMC, wire cut electronica and ADM machine. In engineering and design, we have a facility of 3D design, CAM, CAE. We have a simulation facility also there with the help of Autoform software. We have a method engineering is also there. For project management, we have project engineers plan, execute and monitor each project. Dedicated single window contact for each customer we have. This is some project executed in past for passenger car. As Deepakji mentioned, we have developed 980 megapascal component, and our new development is 1180 megapascal. This is a different thickness, different tensile component for passenger car, same for two-wheelers. This is fuel tank. This is for commercial vehicles, and this is for construction equipment. This is our customer list. I think all customers with us. For sourcing overview, sourcing process overview, once again I will invite Deepak Gupta.
Thank you, Mittalji. So I think as of now we have 4 plants. So with this kind of show, I'm sure so there will be further expansion of the business. So good. Thank you so much. So with this kind of that business which you are having, so always there is a need of suppliers, good supplier partners. So I'm going to cover that sourcing process, how we basically induct the suppliers, and what is our process of purchase of that item. So this is the vendor induction process. So here, based on that identification of the business requirement which is there, so we search for the potential vendors. You can be one of the potential vendors here. As we buy thousands and thousands of items, direct items, indirect items. So there is always a basically search for that new potential suppliers who are competent, who are basically who can move along with us here. So we keep on identifying those suppliers. So after identification of the suppliers, so we ask for all the details from the suppliers, like the basic that facility details, the manpower structure, the certifications, and all kind of basically the customer which is supplying. So what kind of experience he has. So all these kind of details we look for from potential suppliers. So then based on the cross-functional team, by sourcing, engineering, quality, SCM, we assess basically that whether the potential supplier is capable of basically meeting our requirement, our specifications, or any gap is there. So if any gap is there, we discuss with the supplier and try to plug that gap. And then after shortlisting the supplier partner, we do vendor audit. So in the vendor audit, basically it is on that quality management system and the general management system. This audit is done. And then based on this audit, there is a score which basically is made of that supplier. So we need a minimum score of 60% in the quality management audit and 70% in the general management audit. So based on that, if the supplier that basically clears that criteria, so he can be one of that potential supplier for further business with us. So he can be added in our supplier base kitty. So based on that, after basically concluding all these things, so there is a sign-off document. We call it the GPA. This is the General Purchase Agreement, which is signed which includes all the terms and conditions for the business. So this is a procure. The previous slide was the inductions, method. Now is the how to get the actual business. So after basically inducting the supplier, then based on that, what the need is there when we get the orders from that customer. So we always analyze that what is to be made in-house and what is to be basically outsourced. The make or buy decision is there. So whatever we basically have to give it to that outside supplier. So we basically identify who are the potential suppliers for those parts. So with those potential suppliers we send the RFQ so then we get the quotations from these suppliers, and then there is a techno-commercial assessment is done. So if the supplier clears this techno-commercial assessment, then basically the LOI is given to that supplier, and then the development process is there, and then that PPAP document submission, process verification, that actualization is there. Then the mass production basically start. The SOP is the start of production is there, and then based on the terms of condition which is finalized with the supplier, the payment is done based on that what is decided as per the PO. So this is our basically cycle and all our systems are basically SAP system. From gate entry to that final payment everything is digitized. It is based on SAP system none of the thing is basically on that manual. In the consumables and spares also we have a similar kind of process. There are minor differences like these requirements come on and off as per the machine maintenance space requirement. So the requirement comes from the production unit, from the user unit. Then we identify the potential suppliers, and then RFQ given, quotation taken, comparison is made, and then based on our assessment of that, commercial and technical, that assessment, then the supplier is finalized, and we give the LOI to the supplier. Then again, as per the payment terms, it can be 30 days for MSME, 45 days. So that kind of payment terms is normally there with the supplier. So it is made as per the system. So this is our so this is performance monitoring और this is the last slide जो है अंकुर. So this is our performance monitoring जो है of our supplier partners जो है for sustainability of that business. So we have a monthly monitoring system there where we monitor based on that quality, delivery, other parameters like packing, other things. So our expectation, I think it's a very normal, kind of expectation. Zero rejections, 100% schedule adherence, packing standards, systems followed. So if the score is greater than 90%, it's a A category supplier. If it's between 75 to 90, it's a B grade supplier where we provide training to the supplier and the upgradation is done. Then we have range from 60% to 75%. Then there's a need to improve is basically identify, and we work hand in hand with the supplier partner for this improvement. But below 60% suppliers are not going to remain with us. So that is the kind of threshold limit the supplier should cross. So that's it about So I'm sure you all of you must have seen that lot of potential is there with the JBM group and I'm really looking for a great fruitful discussions, great fruitful participation, and would like to associate with all of you. Thank you so much. So here are some of that basically contact details. You can be in touch with these persons for any of these requirements in different segments. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gupta. Thank you so much, Mr. Mittal. I'm sorry to kind of push, but since we have 1 hour presentation, another seminar lined up after the presentation of Mr. Parvesh. So, due to paucity of time, I'll just invite Mr. Parvesh for the presentation, please. Yeah.
Discussions, great participation, and would like to associate with all of you. Thank you so much. So here are some of the basically contact details.
Good afternoon all. Myself, Parvesh Yadav, I am basically purchasing head for Case New Holland construction equipment business, and I am based in Indore only. We are having one plant in Pithampur, basically for construction equipment business. So, able to open it? Okay, fine. So before starting this presentation, basically I want to thank MP government, MIDC, SIAM, CI team basically for working for us from the last, you can say 1 or 2 weeks for organizing this event. I think this is a good platform where we basically interact with all potential suppliers, and we basically looking forward to make them basically part of our growth journey. We are having one plant in Pithampur, basically for construction equipment business. So, able to open it? Green and it's not working. Oh, sorry. So before starting, okay, so my presentation is basically, you can say, divided in 4 parts basically. I want to give overview of our Case New Holland global business. Then we will discuss about our Pithampur operations. And then basically I want to tell you what type of, you can say, business growth we are having in next 3-4 years. And finally, we will also touch like our JVM colleagues, they have shared their basically supplier induction process. So I'm having 1 or 2 slides for that also, how we are engaging new suppliers basically. So if you see Case New Holland Group basically, this is basically a Fiat Chrysler group company, and this is one vertical where we are having our almost 66 plant in this Case New Holland umbrella. If you see last year revenue was around 33 billion, and we are having 5 sub verticals basically in Case New Holland business. We are into agriculture business, we are into commercial vehicle business, we are into construction equipment business, and we are pioneered in basically making, you can say, world best engines through our FPT plant, Fiat Powertrain plants. Then we are having one finance segment basically, where we are basically supporting our customer in their finance needs. And this is one vertical where we are having if you see for agri business, basically we are having 2 plants, one in Noida, this is with New Holland name, and one plant we are having in Pune, which is basically, you can say, advanced agri equipments. In Noida plant, we are making almost 60,000 tractors per annum, and in Pune, basically, we are making combines, balers, advanced agriculture machines. If you see for construction equipment business, we are having one plant in Pithampur, where almost we are making around 6,000 machines per annum. If you see, we are associated in our business, almost close to 500 suppliers are associated, and you can say 78 to 80% basically it is local suppliers, 22% is basically global suppliers in our business. If you see, let's focus on our this Indore area, Pithampur basically plant. So here, this is the plant basically which is spread into 40-acre land, and we are making almost 6,000 basically machines from this plant per annum. If you see, our key products are backhoe loaders, this compactor, where we are making soil compactors, tandem compactors, and excavators. So altogether, we are having installed capacity of around 8,000, you can say, vehicles per annum. Currently, we are making 6,000 vehicles per annum. So in our plant also, we are having fabrication facility, we are having state-of-art painting facilities, we are having assembly lines and machine validation facilities. So this may be interesting slide for all of you. Basically, it is showing our growth path. So if you see, currently we are making around 6,000 basically machines. And if you see, going forward in next 3 years, we are almost doubling our basically productions. So what is happening basically, we are having, I already told you, we are having almost 66 plants worldwide. So we are basically shifting some of the production basically to this side, Pithampur side. So one product is there which is very popular in basically US market, that is skid steer. So we are basically number 3 globally in skid steer this product. So what we are doing, currently we are making around 22,000 machines basically in our Wichita US plant. So out of this 22,000, we are shifting almost 4,000 machines in Pithampur facility. So there is a big potential for everybody, all supplier partner basically, and we are definitely explore few new suppliers also basically supplying to competition or basically our automobile sector. So definitely going forward, there is a big opportunity for all of you basically to engage with us. So this is the machine basically which we are talking about. This is skid steer, very popular machine in US. This is basically having multiple usage. Basically, it is used for snow removal. It is used in farming also, dirt removal. It is used by local corporation also for garbage handling and other thing. It is very compact machines. So altogether in world, basically, if you see globally, there is a requirement of almost 100,000 machine of this type, and we are making 22,000. We are almost having 20% share of this machine basically in globally. So if you see, our localization plan is almost above 50%. So all fabrications basically we will be basically localizing here. And if you see, localization means it is 90-95% localization in basically Pithampur area. So we are having you can say big potential for local suppliers to get this fabrication business. And apart from this fabrication business, then we are having wiring harness, lot of, you can say, hoses, low pressure hoses, high pressure hoses, lot of tubings. So this is the opportunity for all local suppliers here, which is based in Pithampur and neighboring basically Devas and other industrial areas. If you see few limited parts which are technology parts and which can't be basically localized so fast because there is a lot of validation requirements. They are left out, like engines, basically this motor and pump. Basically, these are few parts basically which we will be importing. Otherwise, we are having a localization plan of 55%, and in this 55%, 90% localization will be in Pithampur. If you see, these are few parts basically which we want to localize. So we want to localize cabin. We want to localize heavy fabrication like boom, chases, and upper frames. Then we are having attachments like buckets, tanks, harnesses. I already told you, hoses, few bracketry items with heavy fabrications. This is basically a potential which is in going forward we will basically provide to all suppliers to have this business.
localization plan of 55%.
So regarding supplier induction process, basically, definitely we are giving preference to suppliers who are supplying to competitions, who are having a good quality management system, who are ISO 9000 certified, who are having necessary factory certificate, factory licenses, all safety, environmental certificates available. So we are basically giving preference to those supplier partners who are already having a good capability and basically supplying to competition. So our, you can say induction process start with buyer assessment, where our purchasing team is basically doing audit at supply location. They are seeing as per product requirement what type of facilities are there and what type of quality management system, delivery management system supplier is having. So after buyer assessment, basically if it clear, then there is a PSA where our quality team is basically auditing in depth the total, you can say, quality system of the suppliers. And then when these two things become green, definitely then we sign the NDA, we share all our technical details to the supplier, then this development activity start. If you see bottom left side, basically it is process of development, and on right side top, basically it is during you can say serial production, how we are controlling the you can say our quality standards with suppliers. So that's all. I think it is a very small, crisp presentations. Maybe we will have a more interactions on our business. So thank you. Thanks all for participating here. Thanks. Definitely then sign the NDA, we share all our technical details to the supplier. Then this development activity start. If you see bottom left side, basically it is process of development, and on right side top, basically it is during you can say serial production, how we are controlling. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Bias, for taking out time to take this initiative further. So we will be having B2B meetings in the another hall just beside to this hall, and there will be further another session also. Yeah, so there will be a conference on automotive. Yeah. So the sellers can meet the buyers in another room. So we will have one-to-one meeting, and you can share your presentation about the company and discuss with them how there can be a matchmaking between you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Bias, for taking out time to take this initiative further. So we will be having B2B meetings in the another hall just beside this hall, and there will be further another session also. Yeah, so there will be a conference on automotive. Yeah. So the sellers can meet the buyers in another room. So we will have one-to-one meeting, and you can share your presentation about the company and discuss with them how there can be a matchmaking. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for taking out time to this initiative further. We will be having B2B meetings in the this one, and there will be so there will be a conference on the sellers can meet the buyers in another room. So we will have one-to-one meeting, and you can share your presentation about the company and discuss with them how there can be a matchmaking.